Hello students, this is Mrs. Jones, and we're here today to review how to convert between inches, points, and picas. Inches, points, and picas are kind of like the feet and inches of the graphics world. And to help explain this, I've drawn up these little diagrams here. If we're going to pretend like this is 1 whole inch, then inside of that inch there are 6 things that are called picas. You will need to remember this conversion factor, that there's 6 picas in 1 inch. In each one of those picas, then there are 12 little subsections that are called points. You will also need to remember this conversion factor. So if there's 6 picas in an inch, and in each one of those picas there's 12 points, that would mean that there's 72 points in an inch. So on the next page here, I'm going to write those 3 conversion factors down for us. That in 1 inch, there are 6 things that are called picas. And you will also want to write these down somewhere. In each pica, there are 12 smaller sections that are called points. So that means in a whole inch, there would be 72 points in an inch. When we talk about points, it's the same thing as like saying 10-point type or 14-point type. Our conversion method is actually the same that we have used for several other things, like when we talk about centimeters and inches in our normal measurement system. If we are converting from a larger unit into a smaller one, we're going to multiply by some conversion factor. If we are going from a small to a large, we're going to divide by some conversion factor. So here's an example. It says the depth of some copy is 2 3/4 inches. You guys know me. I always want to turn everything into decimals because I don't like fractions. So 3/4 is 0.75. And if we want to make that into points, inches are larger than points. I like to put a little L and a little S there so that it helps me see that I am converting from a large unit into a smaller one. Since I'm going large into small, that means that I'm going to multiply by some conversion factor. And for inches and points, the conversion factor is 72. I'm getting that 72 from up there in the corner where all the conversion factors are. So 2.75 times 72 is 198 points. Let's look at another example here. This says a type page measures 39 picas wide. Pica. What is the width of the form in inches? So inches are larger than picas. So in this problem, we're going from a small unit into a larger one, which that means that we would divide by some conversion factor. And for inches and picas, we would look back up here to the top and find out that there's 6 picas in an inch. So we're dividing by 6. 39 divided by 6 is 6.5 inches. So 39 pica is the same as 6.5 inches. The next part of this question, we could either go back and use the 39 and do it, or we can keep going from where we're at and say 6.5 inches. And it says, what is it in points? So inches are larger, points are smaller. That means that we are multiplying, and for inches and points, we're multiplying by 72. I get 468 points. The reason why you might need to do these conversions is because when you talk to a customer, you're going to need to talk in inches because that's what they're familiar with. If they ask you to design something that is 7 inches long, but your software only accepts points, you have to know how much 7 inches is in points. And vice versa. If you're talking to a customer, you've got to be able to convert it back for them. So here's our last example here. This says the measurements of a newspaper advertisement are 3 by 2.5. I always like to draw a picture. Wait a minute. Okay, that's the best picture I can get, even though it's not going to be perfect. You know what? Let's see if I can do better. That looks a little bit better. Whenever you see a measurement like this, the width is always first, and then the height, or the length of it, depending on which way you want to say it. So the 3 inches would be going this way, and the 2.5 is going up and down on our advertisement. And the question is asking us, what are both of these measurements in picas? So an inch or a pica, which one is larger? Inch is larger, pica is smaller, so we're going to multiply. And we know that there's 6 picas in an inch, so we multiply by 6. We're going to take 2.5 times 6 and get 15. And then down here it would be 3 times 6 to get 18. So our dimensions in picas would be 15. Oh, we got to put the width first. 18 picas by 15 pica. I hope this is a good review of how to convert between inches, points, and picas. Again, you will need to know those conversion factors that are in the upper right hand corner. I'd like you to go to the Google quiz on the next assignment, complete it, make sure you hit submit, and if you have any questions, please email me at cjones@ictc.edu. I hope you have a great day and look forward to seeing you next week. Bye.